Hi guys, Edel Thornton here, just to give a small bit of advice to anyone that's looking to make an Irish team in the future. I think the first thing that everyone needs to remember is if you're not at the trial, you can't be picked for the team. I know there's a lot of anxiety and there's a lot of nerves about putting yourself out there. Obviously there is that vulnerability of you being caught, but if you're not at the trial, the coach doesn't know you're interested, so obviously you will never have the opportunity to be picked. So I would definitely recommend, if you are nervous, just give it a go. The worst thing that could happen is that you don't make the team this time around. You can ask is what you can improve on. You can work on yourself, work on your game, and come back the next year and hopefully make the team then. The next thing I would definitely emphasise is when you're at the trial is just to do all the small things well. Like, I know a lot of people might emphasise that, you can do this to stand out, but a lot of the times it is those people that do the small things really, really well that make the team. Like, when it gets down to the small margins, it's, did she touch the line on that run, or like, does this person take shortcuts? So if you can be that person that they can always rely on to push yourself harder than everybody else, to work the hardest, and to always go that extra mile, then you do have that leg up on people that were focused on standing out and didn't do the small things well. Obviously, within that, it's work as hard as you can while you're at the trial and when you're not at the trial, because when you get to the trial, you fall back into your habits. So if your habits are working your hardest all the time in every session, then when you get to the trial, it won't be any different for you. And also within that, I would definitely recommend just supporting everyone at it. Obviously, it's a trial, and obviously people are up for spots, and there's only a certain amount of spaces available, but coaches do notice people that are good teammates, and oftentimes a great teammate will make the team over a good teammate. Even, if they're kind of borderline or they're the same player, the great teammate will always make the team. So I do recommend that, and it takes you out of your own head as well at the trial. If you can focus on supporting somebody else, you're not as nervous in your own body and in what you're doing yourself. Along with that, I do recommend asking a lot of questions, especially even for the people that are on the team. Ask questions while you're there, how to be better, but specifically for the people that don't make the team, like, go back to the coach and ask, why didn't you make it? It shows an awful lot as a person, as a player, that you're able to take criticism and you're able to listen to it and learn and adapt, and then come back the following year if you have that chance and make the team after, if you were cut the year before and then you come back, you've listened to the coach. This shows a lot of responsibility and a lot of resilience as a player, and enjoy it. Like, I know trials are stressful and they're nerve-wracking, but if you can go and kind of be a bit loose, it'll make it all easier for you.
Hi there, this is Ruairi Cronin from the Irish Under-18 men's team, and today I'm going to talk to you a bit about shooting, ball handling and leadership skills. So the last thing I'm going to talk about today is leadership. Leadership is extremely important for anyone who wants to make an Irish team, because good leaders always stand out to coaches, and it's obvious as hell who's a good leader. You should always be giving positive criticism to your teammates. Don't try to bring them down. Like, always say good shot, like, you'll hit next time. Don't say don't shoot or anything. Like, always be positive. And also, you should always talk on defense, talk on the floor, because when there's 50 or 60 of you at an Irish trial, the people who are talking are going to stand out more, and it shows how you're a good leader when you're helping your teammates. So leadership is very important.
Hi everyone, Adrian O'Sullivan here. Just a quick piece of advice from me when looking to make an Irish team. So the first piece of advice I'd always give anybody is, and like a lot of people would say, is hard work. Without working hard, it's very difficult to strive to be your best or to work up to levels, no matter what level you're at. Second piece of advice I would give is sacrifice. So not only what are you sacrificing outside of basketball to become a better player, but what are you sacrificing in your own game for the better of the team, in order for the team to grow. And then the last piece is always just enjoy. What's the point in putting in all the different hours and asking questions and working really hard if it's not going to be fun, if it's not going to be enjoyable. So just 3 quick pieces of advice from me. Best of luck to everybody going forward, and as I said, enjoy.
Puff Summers here, and I just wanted to shed a little light on my experience on what guys and girls need to do to prepare for these trials of Irish teams, and just what the whole process is like. So my only advice to everyone out there who's going through this trial phase is to be who you are. So don't try to go out there and do something that you're not capable of doing, or that's not in your skill set, or you don't feel comfortable doing. Because even though coaches want certain things from the Irish teams, they want those certain things, but they want to base it around like what you are, right? So if you don't meet exactly what they want, that's okay, because it's an opinion. Like if you don't get picked by a certain coach, that doesn't mean you're a bad player. It just means you don't fit the certain system that they play. But if you can take what that coach wants and you can put it into the skill set you already have and you can adapt, then it just gives you an opportunity to play. But don't do things that are outside of what you're capable of doing.
Hi guys, my name is Caoimhe Morris and I'm a strength and conditioning coach with Basketball Ireland. Here to just give you a few tips on what you can do to get onto any of the national teams from a strength and conditioning perspective. So in terms of national squads, what we'll be looking at when we have the squads together is their strength, their speed, their power and their game fitness. So these are things that are absolutely vital for any athlete at all in basketball. But specifically if you want to be playing international basketball, these are things that you should be really, really good at. So in terms of your own training, what you can do, so we would test from a power perspective, we would test how high you can jump and how long you can jump, as well as how far you can throw either a medicine ball or a basketball. So working on those few things in your own time is so important. In terms of your speed, then we would test your speed over 5, 10, 15, 20 meters as well. So the easiest way to get better at sprinting is to sprint. Obviously training in the gym and that kind of thing can really help, but if you're restricted in your equipment, sprinting is brilliant just on its own for improving your sprint speed. And then in terms of just your game fitness as well, we would do a test called a yo-yo. So being able to not only meet the demands of the game but exceed them is massive. And yeah, I guess look, people can kind of see strength and conditioning maybe is not the most important part of basketball, but it is a part of the international game here in Ireland as well. So if you impress the strength and conditioning coach, that would be passed on to the coaches. So if I had an athlete who can jump very high in my testing, that's going to be relayed to the coaching staff, and that might be a reason why they keep an eye on that person then. So it's very important, and obviously it'd be brilliant if you make it onto the international squads, but just in terms of your own game, working on these things are brilliant. If you have any questions or you wanted to know anything more, we have a really good athletic development team here at Basketball Ireland. So just reach out either through this page here, and I'm sure Orla will send you our way, or you can email Basketball Ireland as well and they'll send you our way.